It's Wednesday night. Are we feeling all right? Oof. 12-hour-old coffee. Oof. That was like 5 a.m. 14-hour-old coffee. See you in the short side of about 2.5 minutes.
Hey, Hog Twins here. Check out our friend Matthew Spirit at his podcast at The DUM Show and his website. Yeah, don'tunfriendme.com. Yeah.
Princess Gracie, I'm no Olivia, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to hit the pig on Rumble. I'm just saying.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
You know, I love it when people meet me on my Instagram page or Twitter or YouTube, and they look at it and they go, oh, well, this guy's got 5,000 or 1,000 viewers. This guy's a nobody. And you know what? I heard that crap when I was at 100. I heard it when I was at 1,000. I heard it when I was at 10,000. I heard it, I was at 100,000, and I heard it at my first million. There's no number that will ever appease these people. Just like there's not a fact as big as it could possibly be sitting on their face that would help them understand how myopic they are. And it's not that I'm always right, because most assuredly, what I don't do is allow people to project their stuff onto me. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Matthew Spear, host of the Don't Unfriend Me. Everyone's off. Liv's off. Leroy's off. Amy's off. Mike's off. Everybody's off. Even the kids are off. Nobody's home. I'm alone. I think Ethan might be upstairs. I don't even know. I don't care. It's my kid. He'll figure it out. But it's just you and I and a group of people. So good to have you here. A lot to talk about. We're going to kind of do this style of format, which we haven't done in a while, which is more of just kind of rapid fire and hit the topics as they come. But I was dealing with a troll, and I know she or he, the guy's name's Ashley. So I don't know, I don't want to assume his gender. And I'm going to talk about him because, you know, this guy he thinks I'm a knuckle dragger and I have nothing to say. But here's the problem. This person, like most people, Ashley Gibson, sounds made up. Sounds like a porn name. And I know Ashley's listening on Twitter. Was on Twitter trolling me just a few minutes ago. So I know that Ashley, and I also invited Ashley onto the show at 7 o'clock. And Just completely ignored it. Just went right over it. So this person comes on and they go, blah, 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 blah about the election, that MAGA and MOGTARDs and all, that they just go ahead and they assume that the election was stolen and they won't stop talking about it. And Trump has said it thousands of times. And I'm like, yeah, you're absolutely right. It's almost like 2016 and the year 2000 when Democrats did the same thing. And thousands upon thousands of times over that period of 2 decades and a 4-year stint have said the same thing. In fact, Hillary Clinton just said it today. The same thing. So this person goes, well, Donald Trump has said it more than all of them. He's said it like 1,400 times. And okay, so let me get this straight. You want to go ahead and say that Adolf Hitler was the worst homicidal maniac and performed the worst genocide that the world has ever seen. And that's your take. You'd be wrong. But you would then say, well, Genghis Khan didn't kill as many people as Hitler. So, there's that. So that's why I'm in Genghis Khan's corner. How does that make any sense? Let me give you another example. Okay. So you've got Bill Cosby, who abuses and has hurt countless women. Okay. And then you got a guy like Chris Brown, who's slapped a few women around, has had some accusations, et cetera, but more than a handful, not more than a dozen. I'm more for a handful. And then say, well, because Chris Brown hasn't done as many as Bill Cosby, then he's socially palatable to me. Donald Trump was one of the most accessible presidents ever in U.S. history. I have my qualms with Trump. I have my qualms with things he said, and everybody here who watches this show knows it. And I make it very clear. The words stolen election and the affirmative have never left my lips. Ever. They did it in 2000. They did it in 2016. They did it when Democrats espoused it for every major election that they haven't won, even with the Bushes and Reagan. And I have never, ever said a word in the affirmative. And the same is true on the Democrat side. Because in order to steal an election, you just have no idea what that would take. Now, you can influence things and you can alter. There's redistricting zones. You can do mail-in ballots. You can go ahead and do ballot harvesting. There's so many things you can do to influence the election, and that's completely different. But unfortunately, all constitutional unless it's not. And what I'm talking about is the state's constitution. The problem that I have is that in no way, shape, or form have I ever supported J6. Have I ever supported a stolen election? Have I ever supported the things that Donald Trump has done wrong? Yet, because I am all of a sudden, I voted for Donald Trump in 2020, anything posthumously from that event, I own. Why do I own it? Why do I own it? Is that similar to the fact that white people own slavery still? All white people today own slavery? Is it similar to that Donald Trump or somebody else did something and got handy and therefore now I'm a rapist because you say so? Even though Donald Trump has never been convicted of rape, ever, even sexual assault, he hasn't been convicted of anything because there were no charges of those type of things. It's a civil case. I could sit here and say that you go ahead and you joust with your next door neighbor who's Vietnamese on poodles with giant, massive, not punji sticks and not lances, but King Kong sized dildos. That doesn't make it true. It means that I accused you of something. And the burden of proof is not as large as it would be in a case, a criminal proceeding. Does that mean that Trump's off the hook? No, he's a philanderer. I'm not going to sit here and espouse to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Donald Trump is the great white hope for the moral majority. Give me a break. I'll also tell you that 71% of marriages have infidelity. I'll tell you that stat. And liberals should know because they run away with that stat. But they don't call it infidelity. They just call it having multiple partners, right? Because they don't believe in the institution of marriage. I have never supported those things, yet I'm thrown in as a MAGA T. What, a maggot. Oh my God. Listen to you people. You sound like 1940 Nazi Germany. What the hell's wrong with you people? Liberals, get a grip. There was a time if you said the word Nazi, you get your ass kicked. There's in my school where I grew up, if you said the word Nazi in an affirmative light, in a positive light, you get your ass kicked. You know, the internet has made everybody super tough, but none of them are. This guy told me today that he wanted me to kill myself with fentanyl, but he wouldn't say it because he's not a real man. He says, well, these people, it was about the thing about two genders. Now, I'm all about calling out the stupidity of 64 genders, but I don't hate trans people. Are you kidding me? Why would I? They got enough farkin' problems. They need me to hate them? No, I support them 120%. You want to wear a dress? Great. You want to wear Victoria's Secret panties and a G-string? Just leave it out of my kids don't need to know. I don't need to see it. If I want to see it, I'll go on the internet. Okay? I'll look. I don't want to look. I shouldn't have to. So just keep that shit away from me. But it's okay. But I don't support 64 genders. So I call it out. You know what this person said? He comes on and they go, well, thank God the borders are still open because now there'll be enough fentanyl to go ahead and take care of all of these people. I'm like, wow, dude. What the hell's wrong with you? That's a horrible thing. I'm like, that's in poor taste. And he goes, yeah, well, you don't have to wait either. I'm like, oh, froggy. So I just challenged him and I said, dude, why won't you be a man and just say what you mean? Why are you playing circumspect? Why are you, leaving innuendos? Why don't you just say it? Why, just say it, dude. Say it. Tell me you want me to take fentanyl until I, what do they call it now? I unalive myself? God. You know what he said? Because I'll get banned on Facebook. No shit, Sherlock. So maybe you shouldn't say it, idiot. Maybe you shouldn't go ahead and take a marginalized people whose 64% end in some sort of sexual abuse, some sort of drug addiction, some sort of sexually transmitted disease, or unaliving themselves, or addicted to drugs, or who were raped by uncles and parents, discriminated against simply because they want to be different than what they are. Maybe those people have enough effing problems besides some jackhole talking about them taking fentanyl. Now, I'm being very careful with my language. I've said shit. I'm not cussing like crazy. I'm trying to be good, but I am a little frustrated. And yes, I know you can see what's over my left shoulder. I know, and I want to show it to you. And I know you're excited about it, but we got to talk about this. I love how it glows. I love the golden leaf on the cover of the book, but we're not talking about that right now. We're going to talk about stupidity. So Ashley Lorena Bobbitt, or whatever his name is, her, I don't care. This person says Democrats never talked about stolen elections ever, not once. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got a video where I just pointed out 251 times. 251 times Donald Trump did that in an afternoon. I said, listen, person, I'm one guy. I run a successful podcast, successful in the sense that I make good money doing my job. I don't really care if you think that that's important or not. But when you get top 5% in the world on Spotify, it's a successful podcast. Now, I'm not Joe Rogan. I'm not making my $250 million, but I'll make $25,000 off my podcast this year. That's pretty effing good. That's just the podcast. So that's not bad. I got some other stuff that I'm doing too. Clothing line. I do all my own design. That's successful. My first year that I did it, I gave $1,250 to TMF. The year after, I did $2,750. This year, I'm going to be well over $4,000. 10%. Do the math. That's not a bad living. So I don't have to justify myself. It doesn't matter. Once again, 10 followers, 100 followers, 1,000. Nothing's ever going to be good enough. There is no number that will qualify in your head as success because I'm a Republican and you think that I'm a Trump-tard. So everything I say is devoid of intelligence, yet I've created this whole thing on my own. a successful podcast, clothing line, hats, hoodies, successful business that people enjoy and want to spend money on. I've got an accessible video show and podcast. Like I said, I've got a full news site now where that's generating revenue. Do opportunities to use myself with Spreely Media to do speaking events and advertising with them. There's a lot. And then you're not even beginning to what it takes to run 10 social media sites. So there's got to be some level of intelligence there, right? And if not, then it sounds like jealousy and petulance. I'm not asking you to kiss at my feet. For the love of God, no. What I'm asking you to do is have a modicum of respect, which I tried to show you. And all I said was, well, is it similar? I agree with you, but how do you feel about 2016 and 2000 when the Democrats denied the election? And then all of a sudden, Ashley, I take too many SSRIs and I'm imbalanced, decides just to flip out. Starts cussing at me, yelling at me, just stalking my page. And then I go and peep her page and all, or his or its or whatever. And I look at it and this person's like, oh, another person muted me. Another person blocked me. I'm like, I wonder why. You know, what people don't seem to understand when it comes to the trolls is you're as interesting to me as a blocked toilet main is to a plumber. I don't go up and look at that toilet and go, oh, jeez. Oh, not another one. What am I going to do? Block toilet? I got to go get a plunger. I don't know what that person had for dinner. I don't know what I'm going to do. Let me call somebody. Hey, Bob, it's Matt. Yeah, I got a blocked toilet. Yeah, again. Can you believe it? I don't know what to do. I just wondering, is there a possible solution that I haven't come up with? What? A plunger? Oh, I didn't try that. I know I've been doing this job for 27 years, but I didn't think about it. Let me go over to that toilet and see if I can crack the code. No, damnations. Let me try the old liquid soap, hydrogen peroxide, and baking soda technique. Nope, that didn't work. Then pour vinegar. No, that son of a... Bob, it's Matt again. Toilet's still plugged. A snake? Well, sure. Do you really think that's what happens when I see a troll? Do you know what I literally do? I'll just tell you. I go ka-ching in my head because I know I'm going to get you for at least 10 posts. And on Facebook, that means your entire profile opens up to me, all your friends. Once you engage with me 10 times, you become a fan of the show, so to speak. You don't like it. It's a soft like. It's a soft follow. And Facebook will continue to feed you my page until you show a disinterest, like blocking me. Or you block somebody else who's just like me, and then they'll stop putting it in your feed. But see, this is the algorithm. And I know Facebook's algorithm better than Facebook does because I sold against it for millions of dollars a year, so I know what I'm doing. So when you hit 10, cha-ching. So I troll your ass to get you to post as many times as I can, which I get paid for, by the way. Every time you post, I get paid. Every time I reply, I get paid. And it doesn't matter that it's a half a penny. The fact is that if I do that for an hour, it's exponentially just pure growth. Because not only am I going to get paid for what you post, and I get paid for what I post, I get paid for when people react to your stupidity and they post. Then when you react to them, I get paid for that. And then you become a fan. And right when you become a fan, I can block you and still have access to your friends list and advertise to them. But I don't do that. I continue to get you to 25 to 50. And when I do that, you become a top fan. And what I do is I remove the top fan badge from you so you don't know you're a top fan. Not only does it do that, you then, based upon your friends' because you went to my page as a top fan, they will recommend me for free to your friends and family. This is what I do. People go, how did you grow 185,000 in a climate where they were banning conservatives? This is how. I should teach a master class. I have been trolling trolls for 3 years. You bore the shit out of me. The only thing you do is make me money. I love you. That's why I tell my mods, don't ban them. Let them stay. Let's put them in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I do. So Ashley, when you go, well, why are you doing this to me on Twitter? Because I'm trying to figure out Twitter's algorithm, or X, because I had X trending. I had TikTok, 99,000 followers in 72 hours. 99,000. I was on the verge of making $1 million TikTok page annually. I was on trend to hit 1 million followers in less than 30 days. And then they found out what I do. Conservative, ban, blacklist, every email, every IP. I can't even watch videos on TikTok anymore. Why? Because I said nothing other than the truth. Then I got blacklisted from YouTube. So I had built it up and I was right there, and it didn't take that long, and then bam, they shut me down because Donald Trump. I posted 2 videos of Donald Trump live for the rally, and then they cut me loose. I just got back to 1,000. We're finally making money on YouTube again. The one constant in my little existence is Facebook. And to be honest with you, I probably would have quit after a year if it wasn't for Facebook. But it doesn't matter because my numbers are just as good as Shapiro on Facebook. I may not have tens of thousands of people live like Benny Johnson does because he has a systematic way of literally becoming the news hour for people, and he's really good at it. And he has that market cornered. But if you look at people like Eric Erickson, who are also fantastic, Justin Barclay, you look at TPD, you look at others, they don't necessarily have the live poll. Megyn Kelly had like 26 people live today when she first started. Her entire videos sometimes only have 26 to 40 interactions. The reason I explain this to you is because I know you're listening. I have tried to have people come in and engage, and I saw a guy today, and I watched him, and I wanted to see if he reminded me of me. And he came on, by the way, we got a Rumble notification today, which I'm great, because I reached out to Rumble, and I said, dude, you guys, you're showing ads on my stuff all day. I'm not making dink. You guys better, and they've started promoting me, which is good. And he's like, I've challenged you Trump-tards to come on. And you guys are a bunch of freaking maggots. Why don't you get on? Why don't you get on here and come and talk to me? And I'm like, God, this guy sounds like I was in my first 2 years. No wonder why nobody came on. By the way, if you're interested in coming on the show, we have got the link available for you, which I am trying to find desperately. There it is. There's the phone number, 804-212-2208. Phone lines are open. Hey, what you doing? You going to come online? No? Why not?
My throat hurts, I'm tired.
Wimp. Livia says no, she doesn't love you guys. She just said it. She's like, I don't love them anymore. If you want to call, Skype phone is open. So we're ranting. Love you, bye. So that's why people didn't come on when I first started. So to Ashley, it comes down to this. Democrats said stolen election for decades. They challenged the constitutional parameters of the hanging Chad 2000 Al Gore Bush election. Stacey Abrams said it was stolen. Mitch McConnell said it was stolen. Pelosi said it. Hillary said it. Bill said it. Obama said it. Biden said it. Every single Democrat said it. And they didn't say it just once. Just because there's one video clip, they went on every single talk show and said it. Tens, if not hundreds of times. I can't even tell you how many. I found 251 and I stopped. And that was about as hard as just using AI to do the search. There were tens of thousands of query returns on me doing searches for Democrats stealing the election that were unique. I'm not saying that stolen election that Donald Trump has espoused and Republicans is similar to the Democrats. No, because Republicans took it a step further. There's no doubt about it. And I'm not proud of that. But you can't sit here with a straight face and tell me that Democrats didn't say the same thing. You're just being completely disingenuous at that point. So you can come on my show, and you know you can't come on. You know I'm going to destroy you. I've got the facts. I've got the numbers. I've got the stats. And your argument is, wait a second, you don't think there was an election stolen in 2020? No, I've said that a million times. So what are you going to argue? You're the one who's sitting here denying an election happened with your Democrat peers and representatives and leadership. But you won't admit that it happened. Then I show you a video that it does happen, and I show you the 251 times. And then you go, oh, well, not that type of evidence. What? I need to see more. Because Trump said it more times, I need to see Democrats say it at least the same. Otherwise, it didn't happen. What are you, a fucking child? Oops, sorry. What are you, a child? So, Ashley, when you grow up here, come see us. Which will be never. Because I have a sneaking suspicion that you're not a woman. I don't even know if you're a man. Ooh, sick burn. Documents of Freedom, folks. It's here. Beautiful navy blue. Look at that. It's matte finish. It goes right into that non-knotted pine, clean pine. With an engraved, it's a reverse embossed star. It goes in like half an inch. No chips. Not one. Back is fine, and the inline in the seams is to the back so it doesn't bother you. Documents of Freedom. If you want these little feet on yours, let me know. I put those on for me, and it fits fairly snug. All 3 books. Now, here's the kicker. Here's the cool thing, okay? I told you we were making this, so I'm going to show it to you, and then we get to the show. Sorry I had to vent tonight. You can put it in like this, or you can put it in like that, right into your bookcase. It also has a spot for one more book. We gave a little bit of room because we'll be offering other books like The Goodfellow Letters. We'll have George Washington, Common Cause. We'll have the Emancipation Proclamation, the Gettysburg Address. I've got like 15 other books coming to you, including the Articles of Confederation, the Magna Carta, all the great stuff, even stuff from England, Queen and Country Love. These are $25. This is made by PFC Flags. They make my flag behind me. They are artists extraordinaire. $25 just to buy the wood alone. Jason has come with an amazing price. So you can get this. I know, listen. All 3 books and this, $64.99. I know. And it's a good deal. What can you do? What could you say? So if you want it, there it is. For the people who already ordered the Documents of Freedom and want the case that it comes in, there's a choice. If you paid the $49.99, those are no longer available. I tried to get them from the publisher. So all you got to do is either pick that up and the difference of $64.99, let me know if you want to, and we'll go ahead and get it for you. Or I'll return your money. You get to decide. You just let me know. But it's available. They're there right now on the website, $25. All right, that's enough pimping. Here we go. Let's get to it. Let's hear some of the comments we got going on tonight. I've got some Rumble going. Let's see. Hey, Dave. It sounds like Democrats are experts on stealing elections. Well, they certainly know a lot about it because they talk about it constantly. Wow, Olivia. I know. Can you believe she said that? Nice to see so many people on Rumble. Holy crap. Rumble is 37 on Rumble. Rumble's become one of my favorite channels. Are you guys seeing ads? What the hell's wrong with Rumble? They need to pay me. All right. Good to see everybody on tonight. Let's get rock and rolling. Good rant. Thank you. I had to let it out. But I'm excited that we've got the Documents of Freedom done. It's a really exciting thing. I'm pumped. Ashley, you're a coward. 7 o'clock. You're not going to show. Wimp. Dweeb. Holy moly. Biden keeps killing Iran's militia pawns. He's too scared to strike against the real enemy in Tehran. That's why American troops are still in the Ayatollah's crosshairs, says Mideast experts. I'm one of them. And I completely agree. The one thing that shook Iran to the core is when Soleimani got hit by Trump. And remember, all the liberals are like, oh, how dare you? You executed a terrorist who killed Americans. Matt says, Haley loses to nobody here in Nevada primary. Well, she didn't even show up in Nevada. I told you she's not running to win. She's running to win to 15%. How many times do we have to have this conversation, Maddie? She just wants the 15%. And if you look at the entire Super Tuesday voting, she's averaging like 14.9% of the vote. What did I tell you? I told you all this. I said she was going to take 15% of the vote. If she takes 15% of the vote on Super Tuesday, Donald Trump's going to make her VP. Or he's going to give her a high cabinet position, super high cabinet position, chief of staff, secretary of state, something. You just got to understand how politics works. I told you this. You got to listen to me. Come on. What are you doing now? What?
Hi.
What are you doing?
I just got home.
How was high school thingy, Mabob?
I hate it already.
You hate it?
Already?
Why?
Well,
You can't talk to me from here. You have to come in and include the viewers. That's the way this works. Sit down. Just sit down and talk to the mic. You don't need to come on camera. All right. Put your headphones on. Stop hitting everything. My Lord.
There's so many unnecessary classes, and I have to have like 26 college credits to graduate with a good diploma. And if I don't want a good diploma, then I have to have 20. And I basically have to take a language if I want to have something, an advanced college diploma. And basically, in order to get into a college, you have to have an advanced diploma. But I don't want to take a language.
Are you coming in too? You sure? Get over on mom's. We'll bring the kids in.
I don't want to take a language.
Hold on a second. You know what? We're gonna have a fun night tonight. We're gonna bring everybody in, folks. We're gonna talk about all this. Hold on. Let me just reset the. Oh, my children.
The kids are here.
Why is the chair so low? Because Mike doesn't have any legs. Nice job. I'm sure. Okay, you got to stop hitting stuff.
Sorry.
Seriously. All right. Let's get everybody in here. Let me get the lights. Hold on. I wasn't expecting.
The computer.
You don't need the computer. You don't need to stare at yourself, okay?
No, but if I look back.
I already have one wife. I don't need another.
They're being complicated when I can't even figure out how to put these earbuds on.
I'll switch with you. You can at least see yourself.
Okay, hold on. Let me get everybody on here. Let there be light. Okay, it's a little bright. Okay.
I got stuck inside of a locker.
Well, that's going to happen. Ethan, what is the problem, dude?
Okay, I got one.
All right, just move forward and use one, dude. Okay, hurry up. Dude.
Hi.
They go in like this. Look.
Oh, my God.
Hey, look. The little wire piece wraps around your ear like this. Look. Look at the screen. Like this.
I can't. It's not on.
You get over here. Look. See? Take this, wrap it around your ear, and stick it in the hole. Hurry up.
That's what I'm doing. No offense, Mom, but you have big heels.
Oh my God. All right, everyone on camera. Here we go. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so Hayden.
Yeah.
Why did you hate school?
Well, basically.
You don't need to yell. You don't need to get too close to that mic, please.
Well, basically, I'm going into high school in August. I'm going to be a freshman, and I'm leaving middle school, thank God. But we had this whole presentation on how important it was to do honors classes.
Sit up.
And that we had to do APs, and we had to have 27,000 credits in order to graduate. And we couldn't even graduate ninth grade without at least like 10, 15 credits or something, which is insanely stupid. And then we have to do like PE, and we can't have like an elective that we want to do because we have to take a language and we have to take PE and a bunch of unnecessary classes that no one's going to care about. But apparently colleges will only really accept you unless you are crazy good at sports or something, they'll really only accept you if you have an advanced diploma. But I don't want an advanced diploma because
Oh, you're driving me crazy.
language. And
What
it's
is the
so
problem?
annoying.
What is the problem?
I
What-
basically, if I want to get into college, I have to take a language. Basically,
yeah,
is what it is.
that's what we all did.
I know, but I want
told
to
you
take
this.
drama and chorus and do what
you can
I
do
want
one.
to
You can do drama or chorus. You can't do both. You don't get everything you want in life. And a language will suit you well, but you actually have to apply yourself and try.
I'm probably just gonna do like 3 years of
Spanish.
sign language.
How are you going to practically use sign language when literally 0.07% of the entire planet is deaf?
Well, I'm not, but I
Just look forward. Look at the camera.
Well, I'm not, but I know a lot of it already, so it will be a easy class, and it still gives me.
Wow, Kat has something to say about this.
Hi.
Hayden.
And it still gives me the same credits as Spanish does. So I'd rather do something that's easy rather than Spanish.
Spanish
which I
gives you an
practically
additional $3.25 an hour at any job you work at. And
I practically failed out of Spanish in 7th grade.
that's because you didn't try.
Well, my teacher was horrible, but it was.
Ethan, what do you
language.
think about this whole? Holy hell, those things are huge on you. Scoot up, dude. Dude, you got to scoot up. Just leave it in there, dude. It's fine. So what are your thoughts on this? You're starting what level? Dude, you got to sit up, bro. You got to fight the chair.
Chill. These earbuds and chairs are just like tag teaming me.
Okay, so here's the question. Hey.
Yes.
Why do you sound like that?
Because the mic is like literally up his nose. Will you just so what do you, middle school? What is that what you're starting?
Yes.
Are you nervous?
Good luck.
As long as there's no shoving into wackles, no.
Dude,
Good luck.
you need to grab the mic and just turn it towards you. Yep. Pull it down. Will you help E?
There will be lots of that, Ethan. I can promise you.
They don't want to spend time with you. They want to spend time with
we're
me.
talking about how bad high school
You're
is going
off,
to be.
so they're on.
Hayden, no, this is Hayden's. This is Haydenstein. I'm getting trying to do here.
Okay, let's come on. We're losing viewers like that. If we don't start talking, we got to get this fixed. Like I need 5 seconds, and then or we need to punt.
Hi, people. You should stay.
Well, they're not
You'll
going to
be
stay. They're
entertained.
not going to stay unless we're talking. So
I'm talking.
Hey, Livy, grab his mic and turn it. There it is. Good. Okay. Is that better, E?
Yes.
Okay. So E,
I can see
what grade are you starting in?
Lucky.
6th grade.
Hayden,
Yes.
will you grab the computer by my bed so Hayden can stop complaining, please? Gosh, Livy, thank you. You're amazing. E, so just put one in your ear and hold your finger there.
Okay.
Okay, stop hitting the mic.
I.
So Ethan, what grade are you starting?
6th grade.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Now, are you going to take? What are you going to do? You have an elective you have to take, right? So, are you going to take band or are you going to take choir?
Chorus.
Thank you.
Choir.
You're welcome.
No, chorus.
You got to speak up, E.
Chorus.
So, Hayden, you've been in chorus for a long time. What is he going to? He's going to be a soprano, an alto.
He is going to be a soprano for the first 2 years, I can bet you. And 8th grade, his voice will drop and he will be a bass.
Do you think he'll be bassy like Dad, or just?
He will be either a low tenor, is what we call them, where they're called baritones, where they can switch.
Stop
between
kicking the frickin' table.
Sorry. He's gonna be a soprano for the first 2 years. Definitely, he's extremely high pitched voice. But when he hits puberty and his voice
Are you saying
drops,
my son sounds like a girl?
no, just naturally.
I will go over
just
there and I
naturally,
will
he
end
has a
you.
high pitched voice. So when 8th grade happens, his voice is gonna drop. He's gonna be with the other baritones or tenors or basses is what we call them.
Okay.
And if he's low enough to be a bass, he'll be a bass. But if he's not, then he'll be a baritone.
Okay, so don't slam.
I didn't mean to. It slipped. I'm sorry.
You guys, I'm so sorry. I know that hurts your ears, and my family is extremely inconsiderate when it comes to slamming things. Plug it in, please. It's gonna lose battery. It'll be dead by the time she's 14. So all right. So E, you're starting middle school. So Hayden, seriously,
Yes.
you're telling me high school is gonna be that bad, and are you being serious? Are you just being over dramatic like always?
It's gonna be something. It's a very big school. I got to tour the school. It's 2 stories.
What E?
Second option.
He's saying you're being over dramatic, Hayden.
It's a really big school. They have a good theater program. I was able to get a backstage tour, and was able to talk to the director of the theater program for a little bit. I'm definitely going to take Theater 1. But it was a very big school. There are 2 stories. There are like halls for every single grade, and it's really big, and there's a lot of things, and it's overpopulated.
Okay.
And
all right. So you're not looking forward to it all. So basically, you're going to go into it with a negative attitude.
No, I'm not going to go into it with a negative attitude. I'm just going to be very crowded. And it's going to be a lot of extra classes that are extremely unnecessary.
Here's the thing you need to understand. It's a fresh start, number one. And honestly, you have the opportunity to make good friends. And they're not as petulant, but people are meaner in high school. Meaner in high school, but not as childish.
They get meaner than they are now.
It's a different type of mean. It's steal your boyfriend mean. It's...
Did you just fart and laugh at the same time?
What the hell?
No, my earbud.
Oh my God.
Ethan, say
Come
excuse
on,
me.
bro.
Logan.
Dad.
Stop it, E.
How was that picking up in the mic if I'm actually farting? That I'm not.
Because it's loud.
It's a good mic.
The cat's calling to complain.
This
dude.
mic picks up smell when it's you. It's that.
The microphone picked me up when I was growling. My stomach was growling.
That is true. When she was doing her music, it started growling. All right. So let's make sure I understand. Okay. Just so we can just put a bow on it. You're starting high school, which just blows me away.
Yeah.
Are you nervous about leaving the house in 4 years?
Not really.
Are you going to leave the house in 4 years?
No.
I
won't.
I don't know. I'm gonna go to a 4-year college. I know that. I'm probably gonna minor in theater and major in something like a teaching job or something.
Oh,
I've always
just
wanted to be
so you want to be rich.
Yeah, totally. Great, $70,000 a year.
Yeah, well, if you're lucky. Then after the union fees, you might clear 50. All right. So you're not moving out in 4 years. You're going to go to a 2-year, do that. Let us help.
I'm probably going to go to VTech and minor in theater, major in a teaching diploma or something like that, and then get a teaching job after college and just do something like
All right,
that.
well, you don't have to leave. However, you will. Here's the thing. When you have a serious boyfriend or you start considering marriage, you will move out of my house. Otherwise, you're more than welcome.
I'll probably stay here during college, but when I get meet my husband, I'll probably move in with him.
Please stop hitting the table.
Sorry.
Hayden,
Yeah.
the table has done nothing to you. Stop
We don't know that.
hitting
And the
the table.
table will do something to you.
Ethan, how about you? You going to move out right away?
No, he's not.
What? Will you? You know what?
No, the thing stopped working.
Go ahead, Ethan. Ethan, what stopped working?
I can't see myself anymore.
Don't worry about that, E. Just answer the question. Are you moving out? Or are you going to just hit the space bar?
Oh, it says giant.
Hit
no
the space.
signal,
Hit the space bar and put in mom's password.
What did- I don't-
4212.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody's getting in this house. 4212. Would you hurry up? I'm asking you a question.
Oh, I see myself.
That's
Hi,
just.
me.
We're so happy, Ethan.
Yep.
Are you moving out right away? Or are you joining the military? Which one? You need to make the decision tonight, and you have to stick with it for the rest of your life. Let us know.
No, you don't.
Mel says you have more potential. No, she does not have more potential in poli-sci because
wants
she's
three
getting a
things.
B- in civics.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
While I'm
gonna
over here
go
with a
into
bunch of A's and
politics.
only one B.
That is a last choice. Like if I'm dead homeless on the street, I still might not even get into politics.
I'm telling you this. If you get anything less than an A in civics, you and I are going to have a problem. I told you, I don't care about science. I don't care about algebra. Those are completely applied sciences, and they're difficult and they're not easy. Civics is the easiest thing in the world when you have a father who can literally teach your class better than your teacher. It doesn't make
I
any
wouldn't
sense.
doubt it.
I will help you cheat. You just come to me. I'll make crib sheets for you. But you for you to get a B- is it's sacrilege. It's like your brother not getting an A and annoying.
He got an outstanding and annoying. Don't forget
Ethan,
that.
where were your grades? Tell everybody. Hayden, first of all, what were your grades? Tell them quick.
C in math, B- in civics, A+ in chorus, obviously.
Oh, challenging.
Yeah, it's so hard. It was either A+ or very high A in English. C in science, What's my next block?
C and
A and
algebra.
art and A+ in PE.
Wow.
Yeah,
Those
I'm
chal-
good at everything but the actual important classes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Ethan,
Yeah.
why don't you share your grades?
A in math, A in reading, A in science, and then and then just a B in language arts.
And had all outstandings. I mean, Hayden, did you ever think your brother was going to outperform you in school? I mean, as much as
I
you call him
really
stupid.
Ever since I beat
I
you in that
really
math
didn't.
competition in Texas, like
I really didn't think so, but middle school's hard. He will never beat me in English. He's always been a B in
I
English.
will-
I've always
but
been
I
an
will
A
beat you in
English.
math
But he
any
will
day of the
always
week.
beat me in math and
I will
science
sweep you
and
under the
everything
rug.
else.
Okay.
He's gonna be an A student in those, and he's gonna get C's in the electives. But
Okay. Thank you both for being here. Your mother wanted to spend time with you tonight. Is there anything else that you have to say? Taylor
I
Swift.
want to tell everybody where I go.
Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you stop eating the mic? All you got to do is just talk, lean back, and relax. It'll pick you up. Go ahead, son. Ethan, go ahead and talk, please.
Okay, the colleges I want to go to, top 5. I want to go to Virginia Tech, LSU.
What?
Yeah,
he's in 5th grade.
Navy, Marine Corps,
yeah.
You have
Army,
5
Air
options.
Force, Coast Guard. Those
Space
are your.
Force.
Those,
I also want to.
Space
What
Force.
what about CU? I want to go to.
CU is not a military
I
branch,
know,
son.
I
You
know.
said you
I
want.
want to go to CU too. My 3 jobs I want to go to too is military, baseball player, or like
Hayden,
one of those
stop.
like Lego master builders you see on TV and stuff.
I want my top 3 choices for college, or top 4, because I know 4.
Help you again? Yes.
My top 4 that I want to go to.
We don't care.
No, I
want to
Number
address
1,
Ethan. Just stop. What? I thought you said you want to go in the military.
Me? Oh,
Oh,
no, Ethan.
Hayden, I swear.
I'm sorry.
Can you please just stop being your mom for 5 seconds? Ethan. I thought you, okay, son, you don't have to join the military. It's okay, dude. You've been saying that since you were literally a tadpole. What, yes, no? Are you not going in the military now? Okay. Ethan doesn't want to go in the military. That's fine. You don't want to serve your country. That's
I
fine.
won't eat the mic. Don't.
You already do. Okay, so now you're thinking about college. Here's the thing. You and I will talk. I've told you both you should go in the military before you go to college. Get your college completely paid for. Donate 4 years of your time and you'll have your AA when you get out, especially you guys are going to place well in the ASVAB. You'll have a school which will transfer credits to an AA like I did. And then you go finish your 2 years when you get home. You're mature. You got some money in the bank. You're stable. And then, you're lean, mean, fighting machine. And you'll have a great time. It's 4 years. You want to go to Virginia Tech. Come on. Whatever. Okay, last word. Ethan, go. You have a last word. Hurry up. Okay, you're
Among Us.
Wait. Huge Chungus. I know I've got it here somewhere. Huge Chungus.
Among Us.
Hold on. I thought I had it. Maybe I don't.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for. Oh, we've got this one.
Hiya, Fiza.
Hi, Ben.
You got any extra shots?
Sure, Ben.
Sleeves up.
I'm a Pfizer girl in a COVID world. I'm the classic, mRNA-tastic, 95%. There's no argument. Got no contagion with my vaccination.
Come on, Fiza, let's go party.
With a mask on.
Come on, Fiza, let's go travel.
Only if essential. Oh, we're having so much fun.
We'll have to do this again for my second shot.
Oh, I love you, Ben.
Hey, Hayden, what's this?
That was actually kind of a pain.
Stop. This song.
I turned it off.
It's-
Are you sure you don't want me to play it? Payback.
Stop. No.
Have your kids freak out for free.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Olivia
in a
or
Barbie
Hayden,
world.
God, whatever your name
Like in
is.
plastic.
Last word.
It's fantastic.
Okay, yeah.
You can push my hand.
You're muted. Oh, hey, Hayden. Hayden, go. They can't. Last word. Ethan, disconnect. Get out of my room now.
Leave. leave, son.
I'm taking him off. I'm taking him off the camera. We love you. See you, son. All right, Hayden, you got something?
Why'd you put me full screen?
Well, because I'm trying to get your brother out and put me in. Hey, thanks, buddy. Love you. So, Hayden.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Oh.
How do you feel about her still not mentioning Toby Keith after 2 days?
Okay, so.
And just be honest. And we've lost everybody, so this is the worst show ever.
Sorry, guys. So, I definitely think that she should address it because he did kind of make her. Like you all say, oh, Kanye West made Taylor Swift famous. No, Toby Keith did. But he did kind of make her, and she should definitely address it.
So why hasn't she?
I can understand why she hasn't.
Why? Why hasn't she?
Because he died when she was on a 13-hour flight to Japan. And when it was announced, she was...
First of all, it's not 13. It's not 13 hours to Japan.
Something like that.
17 to 19 hours, depending upon where you're leaving in the continental United States.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So she was on a flight to Japan. She probably didn't hear about it or didn't know how to post about it.
Dude, they have internet on those flights, Hayden.
Or...
Oh, boy.
When she heard about it, she was probably in the dressing room backstage, or because she's
doing something
as
important.
we speak, she is in her dressing room ready to perform her second night of the Eras tour in Tokyo.
Which is more important than Toby Keith dying. It takes 1 minute to put out a publicity statement or have somebody. Excuse me, young lady.
Sorry.
It takes 1 minute for her to go to her publicist or her media manager and say, "Hey, post on all my accounts that Toby Keith was someone who I respected for his musical genius and will always appreciate his first." Or just, I was very sad to hear the passing of Toby Keith. None of it. I mean, and to me, I've defended her. That's kind of hard for me to defend her now. Go ahead.
So, yeah, like she should definitely respond to that and post it somewhere. I feel like she definitely will give a response after the Super Bowl. It's a very, very, very crowded week for her. She's flying to Japan and then back from Japan. It's
whatever. I work 16-hour days. I don't want to hear it.
She also has to, before she posts anything, she has to prove it with her recording studio and her publicist and like 5 different people, because if she says something wrong and makes a mistake, like she has to approve it with 5 different people. That's hard to do from Japan and on a flight while you're trying to perform. And while you're trying to fly back to see your boyfriend perform.
Seriously, you're pissing me off. Sorry. You're pissing me off. You're not going to you're just like anyone else. You're not going to come on my show and overtalk me. That's not the way this works. If you can't prove your point with logic and you can't argue your point, we're gonna hit a wall, okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's try this again. She also ignored completely Celine Dion, one of the greatest singers of all time and songwriters, and had every record before Taylor Swift at the Grammys and didn't even pretend she was there. She kind of comes off as a little self-centered. And this was my argument about her before. And I know you don't believe what you're saying. I don't think you really believe what you're saying, that she doesn't have the time.
I fully believe what I'm saying.
I don't. So let me ask you a question. Why are you a Swiftie? Because everybody wants to know.
Okay, so I've been a Swiftie for a while. I wasn't necessarily a hardcore Swiftie when I was younger, but I would listen to the 1989 album with my parents. I remember watching the Walmart commercial with Never Grow Up.
Yeah, I cried.
Soundtrack.
I cried. But I was also going through like rehab from medication, so
yeah,
I wasn't in a good spot. But anyway, go ahead.
But I remember I would listen to her 1989 album and her Speak Now album, and I would listen to Picture to Burn and Love Story, and a bunch of her hits.
This isn't how many. Okay, this is where you stop. This is where you stop and you let me chime in as I'm the host, and I'm going to clarify. You don't need to name every album and show you're a Swiftie. Everybody knows you are. We're trying to find out why, and the naming of each album and every song and what year they came out doesn't tell us why. Why are you a Swiftie?
Because I love her music, and I think she's a icon, and she's just very good at what she does, and she's a great role model, and her music's spot on, spectacular.
So what are some of the things that she's taught you as a role model?
She knows how to win 14 Grammys.
So it's all about materialism for you. It's all about money.
No, it's not, because I I liked Olivia Rodrigo, and she was extremely.
You did. You've liked a lot of people who aren't necessarily as popular. Okay, so Taylor Swift, you like her because she's successful. Is that
no?
Oh.
I like her for her music and the kind of person she is. She is a good person, whether or not you disagree with that.
I didn't say she wasn't a good person. I said that her behavior is hard to defend when it comes to Toby Keith and the way she treated Celine Dion. But you have to, didn't your old man take a whole bunch of crap for defending her on the witchcraft thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think I'm calling balls and strikes here, or I'm calling them all outside? That's a baseball reference, honey.
I don't know sports.
Balls and strikes. Okay, you've been to 25
No, I know, but
Astros
it's going
games?
to take me a hot minute to process what that means.
Did you just say hot minute?
I always say hot minute.
I'm going to kick you off the show.
I always say hot minute.
All right, so you like Swift because she's successful. She's a successful singer, and you love to sing. Okay.
She's also very supportive of other people at the Grammys. She was the first person to stand up for every single performance, for every single award. She stood up the entire time they were talking, and she was clapping, and she was extremely supportive. And when she won Album of the Year 2024, she brought Lana Del Rey up with her, who lost. But she said Lana should have won this. She was amazing, and let Lana talk. And she brought Lana up and said that Lana was one of her best friends, and supported Lana even though she lost the award. Like, she's been completely supportive.
So is there anything she does that you disagree with?
There have been a few things. I can't name it off the top of my head because I don't really remember.
What about her sacrificing lambs to Beelzebub?
Oh, yeah. She totally did that, and she's a horrible devil Satanist.
Yeah. Can you tell people who you align with politically? Because I think they think because you support Taylor Swift that you're a liberal. And I think you've clearly defined who you are to me without me telling you. And I've asked you repeatedly, is this because of me or is this because what you believe? Have you defined yourself and aligned yourself with a political party or not?
I have not, and I won't until I have the right to vote, because it's not my duty to vote right now, and it's not my place to have an opinion on who the future president is or who the future governor is, because I'm not 18 and it's not my responsibility. I do have opinions, but I'm not going to publicize them until I have the right to vote, and I just consider myself as a moderate until I will be able to express that in an election.
So great answer. That's the best answer you've given sitting down, and it wasn't Taylor Swift. People are concerned that Taylor Swift influences children and influences them in the negative with the music, and I have listened to Taylor Swift myself. I think 1989 Pound for Pound is one of the top 20 albums ever created. I think it's fantastic. It's well written. It's great music. It's got a lot of feel and soul, and there's a different variety of everything. I love 1989. I think it's a great album. And I've listened to some of her stuff, and there's nothing in there that doesn't make me go, whoa. You know, Celine Dion sang about lovemaking and under the moon, and there's innuendo all inside her stuff too. And I'm not worried about that. But do you feel that she's a negative influence on kids?
I definitely feel she's an influence, but not necessarily in the negative. She supports.
What if Taylor Swift told you that you had to be a certain way or believe a certain thing? How would you take her opinion compared to anyone else? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the point here.
I would consider it, but I wouldn't make it a priority unless it was something I truly believed in.
Amy Bordeaux says, who writes her music?
Herself. She wrote the entire Speak Now album by herself, vault tracks included with the Taylor's versions. She writes all of her music, and she has co-writers on some of her music, like Welcome to New York. The singer of One Republic helped her write that, and Jack Antonoff, her best friend, helps her write a few of her songs, and her ex-boyfriend Joe Alwyn helped her write Folklore and Evermore. But she has written every single one of her songs. Whether she's a co-writer or the main writer, she has had a part in it.
Here's my thoughts. If you spend as much time memorizing the factoids of Taylor Swift, you probably would have a better grade than a B- in civics. Don't you think?
Probably.
So how about we do this? How about you impress the old man and you can continue to listen to Taylor Swift, and you can continue to enjoy her music, and we won't put any restrictions as long as your grade gets up.
Deal.
You will not get a C in civics. You will not get a B in civics. You will get an A in civics.
I will not get a C in civics.
Because any other grade, when it comes to English, even English. When it comes to English, when it comes to art, when it comes to theater, when it comes to music, when all of it, if you get anything less than an A, it's because you're lazy.
I know.
Math and science are two different things, and capability has a plateau in math and science, but not when it comes to civics.
Yeah. I've never gotten anything below an A+ in civics, actually, or not civics. It's chorus, 100% in chorus. And A's are always going around in English.
I'd rather have you have a C in chorus than a B in civics. Okay, I love talking to you. I love our conversations. You're the best. Keep making your own opinions. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. I love that's the one thing about you is that you aren't influenced by us. You make up your own mind. You're a bull in a china shop sometimes, but I love that about you. So good answer on that you don't have an opinion, so therefore you're not going to make one until it actually counts. It's a good thought. I love you.
Love you.
Get the hell out of my thing. Okay. Hayden. Klingon. That's not Klingon. I don't even know what it is. All right, so lower it down for Mike. Yeah, you better just take the wheels off. Do me a favor. Yeah. Just go ahead and leave it. Out ski. Thanks. All right, folks. So I want to get back to what we were talking about. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for. I like it when my kids get involved. I like it when they come in. And to be honest with you, this job starts at 6 a.m. and it ends 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock every single night. And it's not woe is me, but it's a lot of work and you got to do a lot of stuff. So it's nice to just kind of push everything away once in a while. We'll be right back. Quick commercial. And then we are going to get into the final half hour and I'll be right back. Hey, what's going on, Donut Friendly Nation? Matthew Spear from the Donut Friendly podcast. It's interesting. I've had these books for, 3 years now. And I've got, 3 independent books of the Declaration, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution of the United States that I inherited from my mother, leather-bound, beautiful, and they're older books, 1935, 1937, something to that effect. I'll show them on the show, but people see me reference these nightly on the show, and the interesting thing is I've never really put 2 and 2 together. We have a website, and someone asked last night, hey, how the heck do I get those books? Where do I get those books? And it dawned on me that I should provide these. So they are now on sale. They're beautiful books. They're leatherette books. They're hardback, which is nice. They don't have a dust cover or anything. I've used these, like I said, ad nauseum, and they hold up and they stand the test of time. They've got pictures of the framers, founders, inside the books. They make references with different colors to kind of explain things in a little bit of a simpler way or give some context. But these books, word for word, are the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and the Declaration of Independence. They are absolutely stunning. You get each book individually for $15.99 over at thedumbshow.com. We also have a bundle over there where you can save $5 on all 3 for $44.99. And last but not least, the pictures you've just been looking at and the video is the Documents of Freedom, custom made by PFC Flags, comes in an amazing, beautiful, decorative box for $64.99. Stop by thedumbshow.com and take a look. They're available right now. Thanks for entertaining the sales stuff that we have to do. It gets more and more expensive to run this show, so we try to keep it somewhat practical and not inundate you with too much stuff. Let's get into what we were talking about previously. Let me see if I can find this. There we go. So the thing when it comes to, a lot of people don't understand is, why is it a big deal that Biden hits Iran itself? Well, he doesn't have to hit Iran itself. That's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to deter Iran from further action in the Middle East and running proxy with terror groups. And this is something that Donald Trump was very good at. He was able to isolate using human intelligence, something that the United States hadn't really relied on much anymore, with an over dependence on electronic intelligence, which is one of the reasons why 9/11 happened, is the communication from an ELINT perspective was being hidden on channels that the U.S. government didn't anticipate, whether it be Xbox or IRC chats or things to that effect, and was able to be hidden. But the reason why hitting a terrorist works in the sense of public opinion is that somehow we're doing some good. And why it doesn't work for Iran is because what you're going to find out after I talk about it now, by the way, he did a preemptive strike and then an additional retaliatory strike when they took the 3 veterans who passed. This is time Joe Biden did not check his watch. And it took him almost 72 hours to do this. Well, now they're starting to take out terrorist leaders, but this is like taking out an ammo dump. And the reason why, to be honest with you, is because it does no good, is because I don't think people understand the amount of terrorist groups in the Middle East just in play when it comes to this current conflict. And these are the proxies of Iran. And I know people have heard the Houthis and people have heard Hamas, but it's much larger than that. And I'm going to go over them with you. I've taken some notes and I've written some things down. Lebanon is Hezbollah. Most people know that. There's in the Palestinian territories exclusively, you have Hamas, and then you have the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, which is PIG. You've heard me talk about it. And a lot of people are going, okay, well, these are countries we know, but this isn't even close. A lot of people think it's Yemen, which is the Ansar Allah, which is Houthis. And then in Bahrain, you have the Al-Ashtar Brigade and the Saraya al-Makhtar. And that is in Bahrain. So there's a couple of groups there. And then you go to Syria, and the Fête Mignon is the terrorist cell in Syria, along with the IRGC, which is a proxy for the Iran Guard that is actually it recognizes a terrorist cell. Now, a lot of you are like, okay, great, but why are all these hits taking place in Iraq? Because that is where most of the terrorists are. Still to this day, no matter what we've done in Iraq, these groups continue to thrive. Kataib Hezbollah is in Iraq. Asab al-Haq is in Iraq. Harakat Hezbollah al-Nojabi is in Iraq. Badr organization is in Iraq. And the Kataib Sayyad al-Shuhada is in Iraq. You're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups are in Iraq. And all of these are Iranian terrorist proxies. So when you see these hits coming down, and the reason why is because Iraq is a hotbed for terrorism still to this day. So 85 different targets have been hit in Syria and Iraq, which really do house the largest groups. IRGC is being thwarted and pushed now because they're trying to protect the West Bank. And they don't want the IRGC to coming in. And then they're fighting a 3-front war. They're fighting with Hezbollah. They're fighting with Hamas. And then they're covering their eastern side flank with Syria. So on Wednesday, drone strikes hit militia groups and left just utter devastation. You can see these are high-impact explosives, more than likely drone attacks, Hellfire missile types, is what I would assume, especially with just the overall impact of the vehicle where the chassis and the body are still intact. So that missile came from above. You can tell where most of the devastation is on the roof and on the engine block. And that's its purpose, is to create a concussive force coming through that roof to kill anything inside with G-force, and the secondary explosives and fires ultimately ensure death. So by seeing these retaliatory strikes, this is all well and good, but what I showed you earlier and we talked about with these groups is that with all of these terrorist cells operating, it's like knocking down, dandelions in your front yard. You kill one, 3 more pop up. And this is the problem. You have to get the money. You have to get the source. If you want to stop terrorism, you want to stop terrorists, you have to get their funding. And the only way to get their funding is to hit Tehran. And you either hit Tehran financially, or you hit them physically, or you hit them economically for their future. Now, Petroleum Island is a ripe, rich target, but that's kind of like the nuclear option. If you do that to Iran, you're talking full-scale war. They are going to retaliate with everything that they have, and that's not necessarily going to be a good thing. If you hit them economically, well, we've already seen what they do. They don't respond to that because all they'll do is continue to steal from their people and starve their people, and they could care less. Couldn't care less. Last but not least, if you hit them physically and you hit them at the epicenter. Now, a lot of people go, well, hit Tehran. And this article by Daily Mail doesn't understand there are 9 different locations for command and control in Iran. It is very spread out. It is a very large country, and you're not going to hit all the command and control in those countries. I mean, Russia tried it with Ukraine and failed. It's a very similar size and overall spread out from city to city in Ukraine as it is in Iran. And they have a multifaceted ability for command and control structure. So when we see this, and you see these type of images come out, it sends a message to the Ayatollah. It sends a message to the clerics that the United States isn't serious. And they know this. They're aware of this. They know that the United States doesn't have a stomach for a war with Iran. The American people don't want it. The world most certainly doesn't want it. And this creates this complexity where until we get to a situation where the United States takes the gloves off and says no more, we will continue to see this type of influence from Iran in this entire area. And this is the problem. This is why, and it's not that Nikki Haley and these people want to just go to a war with Iran. That's not it. But if you want to stop the Middle East from harboring terrorists and becoming a haven for terrorism around the world, you have to peace the Middle East. And that's what Donald Trump understood. Go in, kill the caliphate, kill ISIS, take Al-Qaeda's remnants, and completely take their money and then take their lives. And he had that on the pathway to this. And unfortunately, Joe Biden has mucked that completely up. Saudi Arabia has left the peace table with Israel. Hamas just proposed a plan, which we'll go over in a second, which was completely shut down by Netanyahu, which he should, because there is no good faith negotiation with Hamas. This is the problem with liberals who are like, they need to stop. No, they don't. They need to eradicate Hamas from existence. And if, unfortunately, I hate to say it, if that means you have to kill a couple 100,000 Palestinians who allow these type of terrorist organizations to thrive and want to see Jews dead and are staying to support these terrorists, I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. Nobody's barking at Ukraine. Nobody's talking about the hundreds of thousands in Ukraine and the tens of thousands of Russians who've died. Well, wait a second. Russia invaded. Well, so did Hamas. Hamas is the government of Palestine. You have to understand that. They are the elected representatives of that country, and they decided to declare war on Israel, and Israel's going to end the war. So you're not insulted by Ukraine and Russia attacking because it's Vladimir Putin and you feel somehow that the right are connected to Putin, which is stupid. Just because Tucker Carlson goes over there and interviews him doesn't mean I have any love lost for Putin. Honestly, the faster someone can put something in his drink, the better for me. And if anyone, including Tucker Carlson, tries to sell Putin as a good guy, I'm going to blow that apart. But it doesn't mean we can't ask him questions and listen, because I think it's important to understand the state of mind of a person who possibly holds the outcome of World War III in their hands. I think we should talk more than we can, more than we should. in order to try to understand. And honestly, if you think the CIA and you think NSA and NRO and every other intelligence agency is not going to literally watch this interview and study it and use it for all future predictions on case files against Putin, this is a treasure trove of information. Even if he's going to sit with Tucker for an hour, that is priceless information for the intelligence agencies in the United States, and they would be stupid to stop it. You should give Tucker a medal for that. Do I like Putin? No. Do I think that he's going to lie? Yeah. Do I think that we should listen to it and give him a chance to explain his side so we better understand the enemy of the United States, if that's what we're going to call them, even though there's been nothing declared against the United States from Russia? And although they have a very thorny relationship with the U.S. and they're a thorn in our side from the nuclear arms race, from border disputes, from funding proxies, all of those things are true. But Russia has never declared war on the United States. And until they do, nobody's an enemy until they do something to the United States. Yes, Putin has done things to columnists and journalists, oligarchs, generals, civilians. He runs a state media. It's totalitarianism. I get it. He's a dictator. He's not an duly elected president. Those elections we know are completely canned. It doesn't mean he's my enemy until he declares war or an open conflict against the U.S. He's not my enemy. Now, he is certainly an adversary. He is certainly somebody who is not on the side of America and needs to be watched closely. But let's not pretend that we're going to go to war with Russia tomorrow. Now, if he decides to go ahead and move into Poland, which he can't even handle Ukraine right now. See, people don't understand. What do you think Putin's waiting for? You told somebody you would vote for Putin over Biden? Sherry, you and I are not on the same page. How about this? There is a third option. I'll vote for neither. And I will fight with everything in my soul to ensure that neither win. That's a better answer. I don't want Putin or Biden. Sorry. I know what communism looks like. I've lived in communist countries. We have gotten people out of communist countries. I've seen countries be taken over in Hong Kong. Communism is not a pretty thing. And although Russia is not a communist state, it is a totalitarianism that is personified by oligarchs, mafiosa, and a state-run government which is thwarting the freedom of its people. It's not a free state. And if you don't believe me, just go over to Russia with a dime bag and see what happens. Go over there and speak out against Putin. Try to go run a rally against Putin. Try to be a homosexual or gay columnist, lesbian columnist in Russia. Try to go there and preach the Muslim religion in Russia. Yeah, I don't think we understand. I don't think we understand that Russia is not a place to idolize in any way, shape, or form. And unless you've been there, you just don't know. I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I'm not saying that there's not amazing people there, but Russia is not something we want to emulate in any way, shape, or form. Moving on, go into a couple other things. Just touching some hot topics. We're going to stay on the Daily Mail, which honestly is a little bit of a, I don't know. It's got some decent stuff, but it's not necessarily all as accurate as it could be. The one article that I wanted to touch on besides this drone strike, but we'll go ahead and look at this one real quick. This was in Baghdad. It was on Wednesday night, which is tonight. Khatib Hezbollah operations, this one I just mentioned, in Syria was killed. The group was blamed for the drone attack, killing 3 Americans. This is the promise of extended attacks that Joe Biden promised. And although on the world stage it is a weak and feckless response, this is all we're going to get. and there was a time and place when 3 Americans would be killed, that something would be done about it. And there would have been an immediate response. And let me just explain to you simply that Joe Biden has a list of responses for just about everything. And they're able to go ahead and predict based upon if A scenario and B scenario and C scenario happens, D scenario takes place. So there were strike packages built for this scenario. Iranian-backed proxies launch weapon systems into populated U.S. territories, U.S. civilians, or U.S. government officials, NGOs, non-government officials, or military are killed. Response is this based upon severity of loss of life. 3 to 5, do this. 10 to 20, do this. 100 to 1,000, do this. 1,000 and above, we do this. And Joe Biden got those recommendations immediately in the Situation Room. I promise you, if he was even there. He was either briefed on it wherever he was on vacation or if he was in Air Force One, but there was a meeting with the Joint Chiefs, and he was briefed on what the response should be, and the measured response was pitched, and he probably had Alpha, Bravo, Charlie options. A, we do this, and this is what happens. B, we do this, and this is what happens. C does this, and we can't guarantee what happens. And Joe Biden took 72 hours to make that decision. And I promise you the reason why is his entire administration and cabinet gave him conflicting directives. And Joe Biden is not in charge of this. Because if you think that Barack Obama doesn't have influence in this room and absolutely wants no retaliatory strikes against Iran because he somehow believes that his legacy, the Iran nuclear deal, MCPOA, whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know the abbreviation anymore. I'm too tired. But to think that Obama isn't involved and in Biden's ear, we know he is. And you know damn well he's running this. Going to shifting gears. I'm not tired, folks. It was going to be a laid back day today, and I wanted to make sure it was. Here is Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson on the illegal migrant crisis. And this guy is a clown. You remember when we talked about Lori Lightfoot, and I said that either one isn't a good choice.
The court, do you understand that you have not had a...
And this guy most assuredly was not one of the choices that I would have endorsed. But I want you to listen to him when he's talking about this, and let's just listen to what he has to say. Then we're going to go to Eric Adams in New York.
I have children who attend schools who have soccer games, y'all. You know, you all are asking me...
Thank you, JCPOA. Thank you.
As if I'm not a parent in this city. I get it. I'm mayor. I get it. But you're asking me to give you a date, and I have to court. Do you understand that you have not had a mayor like me? I get that. I have a wife. I have children. They have schedules. And plus, we still have public safety that we have to address. We still have the unhoused that we have to address. I still have a budget that I have to address. And I'm doing all of that with a black wife raising 3 black children on the west side of the city of Chicago. I am going to the border as soon as possible. I have children who attend schools who have...
So essentially, what this charlatan is saying is that his job is not more important than his home life. That his job isn't to address illegal immigration and to assess the issue so he can speak on it and decide with the governor to decide if Chicago should remain a sanctuary city. That this is not a problem because fentanyl overdose crime and the level of destruction happening in that city every single day is not pertinent because he's black and he's got a family and he doesn't have the time to do it. That sounds to be an admission of dereliction of duty and should surrender his office. Chicago has been the hotbed of African-American death for 50 years. And when I say 50, it is 50 now, which is terrifying. Because I remember when it was in 20 and we would see the gang violence, but this is all the way back 1975, 1976, when we started seeing the Crips, the Bloods, and these gangs start to prominently take over organized crime in these cities. And this has been going on a long time. So when do we hold them accountable? When do we say enough's enough? When do we say this can no longer stand? When do the people of Chicago say this can no longer stand? And I find it interesting that you can see the black vote shifting. It's shifted many times before. And it's very important to understand that there was a shifting in Hispanic culture when they went with Reagan. Carter got most of the Hispanics. Ronald Reagan got most of the Hispanics because of his firm stance on legal immigration. And Republicans used to be anti-border wall. This is not too far ago, 1980, 1984, 88, all the way up to 92. We started shifting gears when those numbers started to change, and Democrats realized that they were losing white, college-educated young people quicker than ever going to the Republican Party. So they need to expand their base, and this is the continued movement that we've seen from, taking the impoverished neighborhoods and really drawing a line in the sand and start espousing that, Republicans are racist and everything else, and tried to switch the party switch that took place, and how the Dixiecrats and LBJ and all of these ownerships of the Klan members and Joe Biden all now become Democrats. And it's just such a blatant lie and a stupid lie. They didn't even vote for a Republican president until 20 years after this supposed party switch took place. Explain that. Oh, it was a gradual change. Give me a break. Give me a break. Getting old is a gradual change. Generational change doesn't. Are you telling me the South is more racist than it's ever been? Give me a break. Of course not. And if it's Republican owned, and they own the South, and it's not racist as it used to be, then that would depict what? That the Republican Party isn't racist? Yeah, you stupid sons of bitches. That's exactly what it denounces. It denounces racism. It denounces segregation. It denounces all the proponents of Democrat policy, but they can't think. Is the South more racist than it was in the 1970s? No, it's evolved. It's matured. Is there still racism? Of course there is. There's racism in New York City. There's racism in Chicago. And honestly, it's actually a role reversal. There's more hatred towards white people in predominant city suburbs and inner city. You hear this vitriol every day. You hear it on CNN. You hear it from Joy Reid. You hear it from The View. There is a hatred for white people, and it's open. It is really now the open form of discrimination left is hatred for white people. And you know what? I'm not going to sit here and complain. Just like I had to go through the feminist movement, there was open disdain for men. This is nothing new to me. The white man, Christian, military, middle-aged guy is probably the single biggest target in the United States, and I'm fine with it. I'm not screaming victim. I'm just going to make sure that I don't emulate those behaviors that warrant such vitriol aimed at me. That's it. I'm not going to allow people to call me a racist. I'm not going to allow people to call me a Nazi or a homophobe or a transphobe, because I'm not. I just think those groups do stupid things, just like I think white people do stupid things. And I'm going to call it out. And that's why people won't debate, because I will actually listen to them. There's nothing to debate. You're entitled to an opinion, and your opinion is yours and yours alone, but I'm not going to sit here and allow you to make up facts. And that's people's problems. They want to go ahead and make up facts. They want to come in here and Trump's a Nazi, okay, give me some examples of, you've read Mein Kampf, haven't you? No? Oh, well, let me go ahead and pull some quotes. Please explain to me, which party does this sound like? Free healthcare. Wanting to put people on cattle cars. Paid maternity leave. Social Security and elderly care. Redistribution of wealth from the Jews to the German people. Food stamps. Who does that sound like? Besides 1942 to 1946 Republicans. Because we went through that phase. of handing out to garner votes. We did that. We learned our lesson. Surprisingly enough, we created most of these things. We tried these things in the 40s, and that's why we weren't elected to government. The Republicans were desperate to win seats. We were a dry spell of almost 25 years of not winning any major seats. The Republican Party was dead, very similar to where it was feckless. So we did everything we could by giving away free shit and realized that that's not the way to do it. That classic liberalism is okay, but a full-on liberal society that cares more about the progressive movement of the collectivism is not the way to progress society. This is the entire Democratic platform now. Give as much shit away as you can, cut the military budget to sacrifice that, and sacrifice independence from energy to go ahead and sustain for all your social programs. And that's how you pay for them. And when that doesn't work, you raise taxes. Not that Republicans haven't done the same thing. But surprisingly enough, 4 years of Donald Trump, I paid less in taxes, and so did everyone else. 13 of the 17 major groups paid less in taxes. People who made over $500,000 a year got fucking nailed. Oops, they got nailed. And you could sit there and say that's not true. Well, he gave tax cuts to the rich. Yeah, he gave it to the poor too, and he gave it to the middle class as well. I got more money back, didn't you? Of course you did. Have you gotten any money back under Joe Biden? No, I know you haven't. These are facts. And if you don't believe that they're facts, let's go look them up together. Let's have a conversation. But you can't sit here and tell me that it's not factual and expect me to go ahead and believe you. Just like I don't expect you to believe me, so let's do it together. Most people who watch my show know in the middle of it, I'll say, you know what, let's look it up. I don't know the answer to that. Let's look it up together. And what we find out is that more often than not, there's disinformation on both sides. There's lies on both sides. That's the way it is. I always encourage good conversation. Folks, I don't know if you've noticed. But we have 3 recorded shows, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is the most we've had. And honestly, the reason why the videos are not getting productivity is because of the space in between them. So I've got to continually do this and put them out. What I do is I need your help. I got to get your help. There's a good video out about my I don't know about a friend, but someone who I like, Eli Crane. He made an amazing speech today. I wanted to show it to you, but I ran out of time. Do me a favor, right when you're done with this, there's 125 of you some odd on. Jump off, go to my Facebook page, go to your Rumble, go to YouTube, where you're on Spreely, and just throw a like and a share. Sharing means a lot. You guys share like crazy, but likes are actually more important than sharing. You think getting the word out. When you like, you get both. It draws interaction, which ranks these videos higher, and then you share, and then you do both, and it's a double hit and a positive. Now, what hurts that is when you put sad faces on the video, or you put a crying person, happy faces. You don't have to like the message, just don't kill the messenger. That's what I need. Now, it'd be great if you could go and pick up the Documents of Freedom if you want it. Go pick up a shirt, pick up a hat, whatever. And if you can't, I don't care. Unfortunately, every show now, I ask for donations at the end of the show. And the reason why is because we are in a transfer stasis where Spreely TV is becoming our #1 provider. We love that. We love them. We are happy about this union, but it's going to take some time. If you have a chance and you want to help donate, you can do that by going to The Dumb Show and clicking on the donate button. You can also see it on news.thedumbshow. I'm not going to put the link in here anymore. We would love your help. That's it. Go watch that Eli video. Give it a like. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We've got an early morning. I'll make sure we've got some news out there. We'll have a recorded show tomorrow and live 7 o'clock. And as soon as Tucker brings the Russia interview with Putin, I'll make sure you're there for it, and I'll make sure that I broadcast it live. Thanks, guys. Send your questions in, too. Anybody wants to call in, anybody who has a question, whatever, I'm always open to that. We would love to have you be a part of the show. Thanks for watching, everybody. Olivia will be back tomorrow, and we will have a great night. Have a good one. See you then. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show.
Melanie says, which platform subscribe pays you the most? So I love you guys because you ask these questions that always get me thinking. Wow, where's the show? There it is. What pays me the most is Facebook, but all channels need help. So if you can subscribe to YouTube, do it. If you can subscribe to Spreely, that helps out tremendously. Watching videos on Spreely. I need to transfer a lot of you over. I'd really like you to start watching stuff on Spreely.tv. It's a great way to watch. You can watch on your iPad. You can watch on your phone, your Roku device, Apple TV. You can stream it to your TV. It's an amazing experience. They've got great video quality, great audio quality. And while you're there, you can go to Spreely News and you can look at other fantastic hosts on the network. So Spreely.tv is one of the big ones. We would love for y'all to go over there and do that. But Facebook, that's the big one. That's where I make my revenue right now. That's where I make my most revenue. And liking those videos is crucial. It's so important. And I've got some great fans. Every single day I see like 40 or 50 people just go all the way down and 30 or 40 likes. That stuff makes a difference. I know you don't think it does. It does. It absolutely, it's like the first 5 minutes of a video posting is truly its witching hour. And if it gets immediate reaction, it will then be put in the queue to be displayed by Facebook. And if it doesn't, it gets tagged as a non-productive video. And there's really nothing you can do outside taking it down, which I did with today's video. And I had to repopulate it. So right now, I've got the Eli Crane video. It's right here, just to explain this. It's been up for 2 hours. And it's got 31 likes.
That's disgusting.
Because it's got 31 likes and 10 shares, which is surprisingly enough not bad for what it has. So I'm going to start posting my videos at night. But that's, if it was up for 2 hours 3 months ago, it would be at 3,000 likes with 500 shares, and 30,000 people would have seen it or interacted with it. So this is the video. And it doesn't matter if it's short content, long content. Facebook wants reels and reels only. They don't want long form content anymore. It takes up a ton of bandwidth. It keeps people there too long. They can hit more people with ads. Why do you think when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling or Facebook and you're in the middle of a video and all of a sudden it freezes and it stops? That's forced contrition, forced attrition. It's forcing you to reload or skip the video and go to another one where they can play you another ad. That's why that does that. So have you ever been on Instagram and you're watching a story and then all of a sudden it just 5 seconds in, it stops and you hit it and you tap it and try to get it to reload and all you're doing is spamming likes and hearts? It's forced application. It's not a real. Facebook has to sell hundreds of thousands of spots a second. And there's only so much real estate and there's only so many gin joints in the world for Facebook to negotiate, and their advertising can't keep up. So it has to find clever ways to force the algorithm to perform better, especially during election season. So real estate on Facebook right now is extremely expensive. It is extremely hard. I can boost a video. I used to be able to boost it for $5 and I'd get 5,000 or 5,000 views. Now I might get 500 views. So if you can do something for me, this is what you can do every day. Come on here, find the video of the day. And I'm making them fairly distinct now. This is a booked show. You can see it happening now, right? This is going to go away and it will say show tonight. If you want to click on it, you can go to it, right? Then this is the live video. It's playing right now. This is on replay after 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock because we're done. So throwing a like on that helps because even though it doesn't make ad revenue, it gets the word out. So right now, hitting like, if you haven't hit like, you should do it. And then here, like doing this, a like, a comment, awesome. That's all you have to do. Awesome. And then share. You do those three things on every video and we will beat the algorithm. But the key is that interaction right when you see it. So you like it, thumbs up, A heart is awesome too. Those are two of the most positive things you can do. And a comment. Doesn't matter what you comment, anything. Any comment helps. Okay? You know, it'd be nice if you said, hey, great video. Using this as an example. Thanks for the support. DUM Nation. This helps. Just takes a second. Do that. Hit like, hit share, hit comment. If you do that, it'll be awesome. Here, a news article. Do 1 or 2 of these a day. Click it. Takes a second. It's not hard. Real simple. Boom. There's the news article. Written by yours truly. You can come down here and you're going to see Facebook, Twitter. You can share it there. You can like it. And hell, if you really want to be cool, make a comment. Sign in and make a comment. That helps. So I want that more than money. Money is fine, but it's not sustainable. Growth is what I care about. So if you're asking how you can help, one day hit Twitter, one day hit YouTube, one day hit Rumble, or hit them all. Yeah, shit, man, if you're retired and you got nothing to do, hit them all. I appreciate it. Everyone got it? Everyone cool? Now everyone's understands? Okay, good. All right, that's it. Remember, Jason's making these, folks. Documents of Freedom. This, you can't see how cool this is, but that star is like a 1/2 inch embedded, and it is the 3-dimensional inward star, and it comes with the books. It's over on the site. Go get it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I'm playing the video. Good night for real. Have a good one. See you tomorrow. Nope, wrong one. I hit the wrong one. One of these days No. Maybe it's this one. Hey, there it is.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.